There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Belly of Tea. The winds blew hard, her bow did down, oh blow me bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low.
Alrighty then. Welcome everyone to the much anticipated, super duper long overdue session 33 of our Skull and Shackles adventure path. I didn't actually get to tell you guys, but we got a comment on, I think, our first or second session we ran on YouTube. A guy was like, hey, I really like this group. You guys are running it well. I love the way that it, like the pacing, and I'm really excited to watch the rest of this. And I was just like, that's neat. I still officially have more subscribers on YouTube than videos uploaded, only by like 4 or 5. So give me a week or 2 of consistency, and I'll be up over it. But I guess you could say I'm kind of a big deal. So that's pretty good. I'm kind of a big deal. You know, as a board, more 301 subscribers, 297 videos. It's going well. It's going well. But with that being said, we're just going to go around the table, everyone reintroduce themselves super quick, and then we're going to just do a bit of a cold open. We're going to kind of have the players in character fill us in on what the fuck happened last session. What the fuck happened last session, which was a bit chaotic, dare I say, a bit dire.
You think?
And emphasis on the die, as it were.
I'm the punny one. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I'm stealing your thunder. You're dead. You can't say anything. Well, maybe you're alive again. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's go, Atomic Blau, Patrick Zeb. Atomic, take it away.
Hey everybody, I'm Atomic. I'm playing our grumpy druid, Harlan Black name, and it's good to be back. It's been a little bit. It's good to be back. Consistency.
Yep.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Blau. I'm playing Caius the Kinless, our Asmodean Paladin. And, you know, hopefully we do have some consistency. I would appreciate 2 sessions in a row, maybe. I don't think so, but we'll get there.
I promise nothing.
Dear life,
hey,
fuck off.
No,
Sincerely.
dear life, fuck off. I'm not blaming you, Wolf. Honestly, like shit happens.
Yeah. Well, that's life. We know what I appreciate about this group is that we always come back and we roll back into it. No matter the amount of time. We always roll back into it, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I'll hopefully see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm a lot less anxious about,
And Tuesday.
Long breaks if I know the group's going to stick around. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
So long as we're not like a year-long break where everyone forgets their character, I think you're fine.
What am I playing? Oh yes, I'm the cleric.
No, you're a gnome, a green-haired gnome.
No, I already did that. You tried to get us to be a pirate.
You're a no-haired cleric.
I almost did.
You're a very bad gunslinger with a religious.
Oh, very bad. A gunslinger with no levels in gunslinger.
Hey, you know, when you have a nail and a hammer and you can hit it right on the head. So.
He's a knockoff.
Look, when you have a nail, you shoot it with a 45. Obviously, that's just how that works.
Because 45 could actually do
I want to
that.
see that on Mythbusters now. Like somebody shooting a nail with a 45.
You can do it if you're good enough aim. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's
anyway,
videos
Patrick,
of people
who are
driving.
I am playing Wakir, the not thrice drowned, probably quadruple drowned, and the former dead cleric of Our Lady of Piracy, Besmara.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. And a man who needs no introduction.
Howdy, I'm Zeb, and I am playing our human fighter, Edward Tarbos, who's just a tired old man at this point.
So funny story about Edward Tarbos. I used him as an NPC in my other Skull and Shackles game, and he got eaten by a sea snake.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Cool, at least we're sticking with the character, because Jesus.
He got eaten. Just devoured.
Well, I mean, look,
horrible.
to be fair, it wasn't the first time this has happened. Like I used Aaron's character as an in to take Calgadir from Dragon's Demand into Kingmaker, and Aaron's character got murdered. So
Yeah, it is what it is, guys. You know, it's a different.
I feel
What was
good
the
about
cause
just being
test?
disappeared.
What was the context? Was Edward just like, what's
Edward
that noise?
Tarbos, they
Sounds
picked
like a
him up.
snake.
No, they
Oh,
picked him up.
fuck!
They picked him up in Quent. They went to Quent, and they picked him up as an NPC to like just have extra crew. And the sea snake was a random encounter, and he's like, I'm gonna run up and slash it, and the snake crit him for like 50 damage.
Wow, we're really sticking with
He
the
just
character
got
then.
murdered.
Perfectly.
And just lower torso, gone, done.
It's like I played him. That's crazy.
It was crazy how similar it was to what happened last session. It was like
Now you just give him like a Darth Maul style comeback where he's got like a robotic lower half or some shit.
oh, it was good. So we're gonna open our scene aboard the Dominator. The sounds of a large city later at night. The only thing really illuminating this particular cabin aboard the vessel is the candlelight. There's a couple of chandeliers that sort of hang from the ceiling as well. And you've got some magical as well as some combustion illumination. The sounds of the harbor, even though it is late at night, likely 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning or so, the sounds of activity are just ever present. You hear things being loaded, unloaded, shouting. It's a bustle, all right? You guys are currently docked in the main Port Peril, where you guys had teleported from over to Harrigan's location, and now you've come back here to begin this preparation for an invasion from Cheliax. Over the last several days, several of you have returned from the afterlife. Now, we could very simply hand wave this. No big deal. True resurrection, it is what it is. But to me, as your game master, I think dying and coming back is a very harrowing experience. So I'd like to set this scene as this is the first time all of you, since coming back, since returning, you took care of a few odds and ends. Caius, you got your allies resurrected. This is the first time you've all sat down. You've had a moment to breathe. And I'm curious as to what kind of conversation we have. A couple of your allies as well, the NPCs are with you. We have your first mate, Harpertide. We have the first mate, Sandra Quinn. And we have Alex Littleton as well, who is with you guys. But he's a little taller, a little bigger. It's not been too many months, but he's getting a little more sure of himself. I also believe Nassara would be there. And Caius, almost as though she cares, as much as a devil can, she has very seldomly left your side. Be it that she does care, or simply, man, I gotta keep this guy alive because it's part of my contract.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave it for you to decide. But she's very seldomly left your side. It has been quiet now for a few minutes. Food was served. Zeb vanished into the ethereal, I believe. I don't know if he's still sitting there or... No, there he is. But
Sorry.
you guys... No, it's okay. I love it because your shirt is blending
A very
in.
green shirt,
It's
yes.
a very green shirt. It's so
It's
cool.
not. It's a black shirt.
I love what's happening. I'm totally cool with it. But it's been very quiet, but there has been a meal that has been prepared. Caius, you have a glass of red liquid that we will leave to the imagination. In fact, several glasses, perhaps. And Harper is the first one to break the silence. He sneezes. Sorry, sir.
Caius kind of looks at him without turning his head. Just moves his eyes over. I'm like, God damn. We're a serious moment here for just 1 second. No. Caius would kind of sigh and say, well, that didn't go to plan.
We had a plan.
No, it sure the fuck did not.
Well, the plan was to murder him and not get murdered ourselves, and partial
Well-
success.
Well, to be fair, I did kill him. They brought him back, but I did kill him.
Yeah, that was interesting, to say the least.
We went into that half-cocked.
Just imagine, you know, that meme of what's it, the dude, he's, you know, getting the noose. He's like, first time.
And Caius would shrug and kind of say, well, we couldn't exactly leave Nassara after she got captured, but I don't think we could have had any other. I don't think any other approach would have availed us nearly as well.
We didn't know she was there, did we? We just knew that she
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yep.
She went missing when she was there.
Ah, okay.
Like she reconnoitered the area and then didn't come back.
Okay, fair. Yeah, it's literally been like a month, so.
No, it's true. It's true. Edward, I'd like to speak to you later, private at some point. And maybe you too, Harlan. And he'll give a slight glance to Nassara before looking to walk here and says, I don't think you'll be interested. Walk here.
No.
So did everyone, were you satisfied with what you found on the other side?
Caius actually smiles slightly at that and says, well, I wasn't the dretch.
Translate that for the layman.
I wasn't the bottom tier of an infernal society. It means I've done enough to secure my afterlife to some degree. To what degree, I'm not sure. But I wasn't thrown into a vault with other souls, and I wasn't a dretch. So that means either Lorcan or Asmodeus is sufficiently pleased with my activities so far. So
I saw Besmara again. Apparently I was on her bingo card. The amount of time she's had to see me, so that was a thing.
Caius would actually look to Edward and say, I wouldn't take that so lightly. A non-caster, a non-devout worshiper, a non-divinely endowed individual ever seeing their god is a rare thing. A very rare thing indeed.
I understand that, but I just don't understand why I was on the bingo card. I wasn't even in free space.
The gods have a unique sense of humor.
I'll take vested interest over complete
Apathy.
apathy, yes.
I suppose.
You could. I saw. Thought I saw Callistra. I mean, Besmara. Sorry.
Callistra. Ooh.
Ooh.
Give me a will save or smote.
As I am smote. Okay.
Smitten where they're beauty.
Yeah, that was
Just
that
the Family Guy it seems like it spontaneously combusted. Just goes up.
Was it a fortitude save or a will save?
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Also, look at
don't
that
worry.
kitty.
I passed.
Oh, look at that one.
Oh,
Look at his little face.
Upside down cat.
This is Theo. He's a good boy.
where's mine?
We call him Mr. Softpaws because he's super soft. Like, he never lost his kitten fur.
That's awesome.
He's also chill as fuck. Like, I have to give him medicine right now. And he just,
Dude.
like, he wants to, like, he had gingivitis a little bit, so we gave him some antibiotics. And he, like, waits for it. I'll be like, here, you want it?
Silent
And
menace.
he'll lick it. It's so weird.
Interesting.
He's a
Do any cats have rough fur like dogs? I know like some
Yeah.
dogs are real soft, like golden
So
retrievers stuff, but I
my,
know like
Some do.
Dio, my bigger one, has pretty coarse,
Mhm.
coarse hair.
Okay.
His
Yeah.
hair almost feels like, I guess it's a kind of like almost like a Labrador. It's really, it might just also be
Yeah.
that Loki's got super soft, like really fine fur too. So maybe it's
Mhm.
just the
It's
contrast.
all
But
relative,
it's-
yeah.
We had a barn cat that the best way I could describe it was half her kittens were like a smooth coat and the other were like a wire coat.
Oh.
Like they were borderline like curly haired.
As if on cue, Alex Littleton picks up one of the ship cats and begins to pet him. Cat's fur is very soft.
keeps the damn rat out.
So
Do we have any after action evaluations we'd like to go over? I don't think we could have done that any differently than we did with the circumstances we had.
Harlan just crosses his arms and just stews, just simmers, just... Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a big cat.
Oh,
I just want on the record, if anybody's writing anything down or wants to keep mental notes, that fucking sucked.
This time.
No, but it sucked.
You remember? No, I don't remember much.
Did we ever find out how Harrigan got the demons?
We didn't find any writing or anything substantial. I
Okay.
mean, if he's trying to set the stage for the Chilaxian invasion, he could have gotten support from them, but
Okay.
that's was still. Did we ever identify what it was specifically? No one made
No,
no one made their check.
What we were dead. So,
Well, I mean, we can see the corpse. We can look at the corpse because it was
Right.
gated there. It wasn't summoned in. Nasara couldn't identify it either after she got freed.
Knowledge of the planes on Nosara.
All right. Got to know that was like after we handled all that knowledge.
while he's doing that, did we get any information, any of Harrigan's writings at all about the Chilaxians and what they may be planning?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me just
Nasara's sheet wasn't open. Give me a second.
pull up this thing really quick. All right. So the creature, when you make your check, let me know.
Just getting my skill, knowledge, planes 22. With potentially a circumstantial bonus. Oh, doesn't matter.
Oh my
If-
god!
If it's also a devil and she's just like seen it
She
around.
knew his fucking name and where his family lives. Jesus Christ!
Carl, is that you?
No, no, it's you motherfucker!
Shut up! Don't true name me.
That's actually a thing I think I'm going to pick up on her if we get another level. You can true name you can get a true name secret as a wizard.
Now the question is, where did I put that map for that fight?
Hidden in the archives.
I don't know. Maybe.
Also, at any point during the aftermath of the fight, Caius is definitely garnishing wages to cover his true resurrection he paid for.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's like, this +5 saber, that's going in the sack. Need to fucking
Yeah.
pay for these diamonds, god damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Is this it? Ah, yes, found it. All right. Alrighty then. That thing was a monster, a big one. That was scary. That was a. It was a Nogoth.
Oh, goth.
Double check here. Make sure I've got the right monster. Nope, that's not it. The fuck was that? Oh, it was the Shrouded Queen. It was a Quipiloth. Quipiloth.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, so that's like a eldritch thing.
Yeah, it was an eldritch thing. It was a huge, chaotic, evil extraplanar Quipiloth.
That's even more interesting where they got that from, because that probably isn't from Cheliax then.
That's the case. You think Harrigan made a deal outside of just Chilax?
Don't know if you can make a deal with those kind of things.
Well, I
He
mean to
He
say,
did have some powerful casters with him. They could have just binded it.
Yeah, he could have
Yeah.
summoned planar allied or whatever.
I was meaning, is there a chance he maybe just didn't hitch his horse just to Chilax? Maybe he had other friends.
It's probably a summon spell.
Not sure. He was there for a long time. It wasn't summoned during the heat of the moment.
He bound.
Oh, if he was bound, absolutely, but just summoned in, I don't think so.
Oh, man.
Either way,
Sp-
more things
sp-
to consider if we have another
Yes.
set of enemies hiding in the shadows.
No, I just need to make sure I start thinking about summoning spells.
Oh, units does summoning spells.
Oh.
Problems for another day. So, want to talk about the elephant in the room being what he said at the end about Bonefist, or shall we address that later?
Well,
I think we should address that after we depart Port Peril.
Fair enough.
So that way, at the very least, if we are being observed or if we're being spied upon, we haven't said what we are going to do. If anything, to that man.
true. I don't know if I have anything that prevents scrying.
I think I have Mage's Private Sanctum on Nasara. Let me see.
I might not have just moved it over.
Oh, that also would not have been said out loud to Caius. That would have been with Sackfroth. About.
Oh, okay. Actually, in that
as
case,
well.
yeah. Nasara, I'm gonna, telepathy to Nasara, cast Mage's Private Sanctum. Can't be scryed on, or no sound can be heard outside of the area, etc. Say-
Oh, we also have the Nokias.
We do have the Nokias. Though this will let us use body language as well.
Gotcha.
And so Harper and Sandra and Littleton can hear anything as well. Yes, he named Bonefist as the reason the Chilaxians are invading. I think we have to stop the Chilaxians first, even with the snake behind us. We only have the one shot as they're coming out of the Eye of Abendango.
Or don't we need to get
What you would know, based
more
on the
people?
notes, is that the fleet, even assuming they lose a third of it sailing through the storm, they have better ships, better guns, and if they are able to rally and organize themselves, they could very easily sweep through the Shackles. So catching them as they come out, that's going to be the way to defeat them.
Fighting them piecemeal, yeah. And yes, I do agree we're going to need more people. But all of the people worth a damn are going to be sailing with us towards the Eye. So we can rally our...
I know we have some of the other captains gathering others, so we'll have as many ships as possible, but
I think our best chance at striking back, if that is our intent, is to defeat the Chilaxians, hold a conference with the remaining captains, inform them of what happened under a truth-telling spell, and then hopefully they'll be brave enough to go face down the Hurricane King and his fortress with us.
you saw how they all acted when we spoke at the last meeting.
Fair.
I think we have enough of them under our thumbs as well. That'll hold a little bit more sway.
hopefully.
I think we need to face the devil to hand at the moment, though.
Right. A handful of ragtag ships, only a few of them truly set to sail, with a ragtag group of people who would rather stab each other in the back versus an entire army. What could go wrong?
Yes. On the topic of that imbalance.
Sir, if I could offer a suggestion,
Yes?
some of those books you gave me, the ones on tactics and general war, I believe one of them was called Asmodeus's The Art of War. I am wondering if the storm could be of use. I know the plan is to meet them as they exit, but what if you met them while they're still inside?
We'd be subject to it as well, unless you had something else in mind.
Well, he thinks.
Atomic? I'm sorry. Forgot his name.
Harlan?
Good one?
Harlan. Harlan
Well, played with him for
goes,
over a year. Couldn't remember his name.
Gozra? Could Gozra help us with this?
I'm sure I could beseech Gozra and see if they'd be willing to help. Didn't seem pissed at me when I saw them the other day.
Just
We,
like
fa- we
just like
fared
a
well
crew.
last time we were in the eye.
You did kiss the eye. My point is, sir, and maybe I'm wrong, but if you cut off the head of the demon dies. Or in the case this would be the devil. If you kill a captain, the crew doesn't have leadership. If you could locate the general's fleet, the admiral's ship, and kill them, I think the rest of the fleet would be without leadership and would be easy pickings. Again, it's just an idea, sir. I was reading a chapter on, well, killing the enemy commanders.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. That'd leave them certainly scattered for longer once they exit the storm as well.
Killing a king doesn't start a war; it ends them.
Head nods from Harper, head nod from Sandara. That's a good point.
I don't know. I think, there's a certain archduke that might disagree with me.
Some archdukes are out there. I think that would be a viable strategy to follow. Even if just with a couple of our ships heading in, trying to locate the flagship and assassinating the command crew before escaping.
They're
Get off the
trying
snake and what?
to. Sandara will speak up. She will say they're trying to bring an entire armada. If we go in with Dominator, maybe even just our 4 ships, your 4 ships, forgive me, we could locate the flagship and sink it. I mean, you would know better than us, Caius. How does a Chilaxian military function? Is it very top-down? Is it delegation?
Extremely top down. Orders shouldn't be deviated from anything you want to do, should be in the written beforehand unless you're a high ranking officer, like the admiral or maybe a senior captain.
So if we sink that ship or we kill the admiral, it's going to take
They'll likely be paralyzed for a time.
and then the rest of the fleet can pick them off as they come out.
Yes. Even if they do
Enough
come out,
that the
they'll-
storm might be able to do some work as well.
I think they'll operate in their standing orders previously to get out of the storm, but they might try and fall back through it again once they realize the admiral's not there. And that means they'll have to pass it for 3 times instead of once.
Or they'll hesitate. Either way.
They'll hesitate and remain inside, yes. So last time I did try and set up some resources within the Chilaxian fleet. Is there any way we can figure out where their flagship might be when it's entering, like what ships it's with, so we could identify it more easily?
So you picked up a piece of the enemy's flagship, which means you can use locate vessel.
Yes, we can.
I think you've done enough work as game master to give you a little bit of a leg up here. So you will be able to, if you so choose to take that route, locate the enemy ship. I will say this. It's a dangerous gambit. It could end the fight a lot sooner and make it a lot less dangerous for the Shackles, but it also puts you guys at a lot of risk. This is something that Harper would mention. He goes, "Look, lads, I'm not much for tactics. I can give orders, I can lead a crew. I've tried to do right by you, Edward. But I know the eye. The eye is testy, at best. No offense to Gozra. It's a risk. But if you do it, and you do it right, it'd save a lot of lives from the Shackles. And it would certainly put you in a group of infamy, a rank of infamy, I should say, the likes of which the Shackles had never seen. So if you do make a attempt for the Hurricane King's crown, I think you'd have more backing."
I'll leave it to a vote. I'll act as a tiebreaker if necessary. I guess it's not going to be a tiebreaker if necessary, because there's only 3 of you.
Do you have pros and
Accurate.
anybody have any other outstanding pros or cons?
I say we go for the king.
Sindara's gonna say, I say we cut off the head of the beast. Harper says, though entering that storm gives me a pit in my stomach, like when I think of my wife, I'd rather face the storm than my wife.
All right.
Yeah. Harlan will just think for a second, stroke his beard, and be like, "Your plans have gotten us this far, Caius. I'm with you to the end."
Appreciate the vote of confidence, Harlan. I think that carries it, though. Based on everyone assembled.
We didn't get
Go
this
after-
far by being cautious.
Well, we didn't get very far last time by not being cautious.
It's fair.
We do it right. We need a plan. We're not going into it half-cocked again.
Sure, we bring the bird.
That's the main thing. Just bring the bird. We'll be fine.
Bring the goddamn bird.
Bring the
Bring
bird.
the bird.
That bird would have been fire in that fight.
Yeah, Caius smiles and nods to Star, says we have a few new tricks in case they have extra vessels with them.
Here's what you know about the enemy ship. It is a similar ship to the Dominator, slightly bigger. Not too much. I'll effectively be using the same model for it. All right.
Yeah.
It is full to the brim with Marines, Devils. The captain herself, the Admiral, is a very powerful fighter, mage type. So she's a mix of both. And it's going to be... You remember the Dominator, when you took the Dominator? It's going to be like that style of fight. All right?
Okay.
There were 2 ideas I had, just a little out of character. Either a prolonged kind of ship-to-ship combat, or this one where you guys go for, like we've been talking about, the head, the king, the head of the beast, etc. Right?
Bro.
If you go in, I'm going to likely run this a little bit cinematic with you guys appearing, approaching, and then it's going to be very much just like boarding their ship and sort of like dungeness crawl, like just burning through waves of enemies, right? But if you do that, effectively you will win the fight for the Shackles, right? Like that's just the idea that I have in my head. Just to give you a little bit of kind of what I'm thinking about conceptual-wise as part of the story. But I will say this, I'm going to go easy on you guys. And you should know what that actually means.
I do think that if we do...
I love you, Zeb. Sorry,
I
go
do
ahead.
think that if we do that, we should be prepared to flee. And I think I have a method to allow us to do so if we need to.
At least get the flagship damaged enough.
Yes.
I tail it out. Reconvene.
I held out and then have the actual battle.
It's not a bad plan. Take a rudder out, maybe some sails, cripple her. Just be a fat pig floating in the ocean.
That's hopefully sunk by the Eye of Abendango as well, if it's stuck there in the storm. Any objections?
Nah.
I've hitched my life to you. As Mara says, follow. I shall go.
Ass nods and says, for better or worse. And that does bring me to what I wanted to discuss with you, Edward and Harlan. Nasara has approached me and offered a temporary contract. So, yes, it will be at stake of your soul. But at the end of whatever term you so decide, you will be free of that penalty, that expense, but also of any benefits you may have accrued from the contract. I think this might be the boost we need for this fight, but I'm not going to consign anyone else's soul to anything without their consent. Edward, I know for a fact that during that last fight, if we'd been able to take down that beast faster, we would have had a better chance against Harrigan with all 4 of us prepared. I could use more help in the front rank, but again, I'm not going to consign anyone's soul to anything.
You said it's temporary.
Whatever term you decide, be it a month, 6 months, a year.
You just have to be alive that long.
If we all fall during the contract's term, yes, your soul will be consigned to hell.
There's a lot to chew on.
It is. Take your time and decide. We have however long it will take us to sail to the edge of the Eye of Abendango.
Think on it.
Nods. That's all I ask. Same goes for you, Harlan. And I'd offer the same, but it'd be an insult to you. Look here.
Yeah, Basmara wouldn't allow me to do that. I have to go to her loving embrace. We shall see how
Apathetic
loving.
embrace.
It's like a new stepmom. Just hey.
Like, hi.
Are we shaking?
That's
We're shaking.
not-
Okay.
all
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Oh, we're hugging. Oh, we're hugging.
Oh, we're hugging now. All right.
Oh man, Harlan, should I tell them about how you guys disrupted that drow ritual on Friday? No, we're not going to bring that up. That was-
Sure.
No.
Yeah, you're the one that's weirded out.
All I'm saying is there was. I created this monster called a spelk. It's a mixture of a spider and an elk, and it used web and piss to disrupt a fucking ritual, and it was the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen in a
Ew.
game. It was disgusting. CJ is a monster. If you're watching this, CJ, you're a monster. But I digress. Moving on.
I'd throw
I'm
out
the
if I
only one
tapped
that's
in the
weirded out by it.
barefoot.
I don't think I was the only one, Atomic. I think other people were weirded out. They were just afraid to admit it. So, you guys have a tentative plan. The food has gotten cold. Sadara rises and says, "Are we bringing the full complement, sir, of the Dominator? Or is this a stealth mission? What are we planning on here?"
I think the storm will provide all the stealth we need. No matter how many ships we bring, I think it'll be until the very last moment that they'll know we're there. I think our plan should be, if they're alone, we come alongside and board and have a heads-up fight. As best we can, clear the deck with cannons, but they'll be doing the same, so I don't think it'll be very different. If they have ships with them, I'm going to have you attempt to cut them in half with our new trick. The wall of force parallel to their ship directly in front of it. So if they're going forwards at 10 knots and they run into the paper thin edge of a wall of force, it'll just cut their ship in half, ideally. But we can't do that to the flagship because the captain or the admiral's a mage. So they might just save themselves. And then we'll be no better off having taken their flagship or not. I'm sure they have more than one just like it. Or similar enough. But it should be a 1v1 fight regardless. Do we have any tricks that we want to employ to thin out the ranks, as it were? I've been focusing on trying to sink ships, not thin out crews.
We can get them separated. Get some way to call. Know the bastard's hand with my new ramparts. Maybe we swarm her.
Just hit it from all the different angles.
as hard and as fast as we can.
That would split the oncoming fire as well.
And with our ships being a little bit lower than the Dominator, we can start working our way from the bottom up while we work our way down the top.
Bust hole in the side and climb in. Yeah.
That would cut their enforcements by half, at least.
Smell of vanilla tobacco fills the room as Harper lights up his pipe. You know, it might sound a little crazy, but he looks to Harper. Harlan. Harper looks to Harlan. They both start with H. He says, "You're a druid, right?"
Yes.
Now, forgive me if this sounds a wee bit, stupid, but, can't your kind, control weather and whatnot?
That's a little bit of a complicated question, but some of us can, yes. But I think my best bet is to beseech Gozra and see what they.
I'm going to say, isn't the eye kind of at this point its own entity of Gozer's?
Sure. But, you know, he lets you come back, right? So it got me to thinking. And I know, Edward, me thinking is a dubious proposition, as it were. His pipe goes out, he relights it. But, you think you could call in a favor? Maybe at least get us up close to this enemy flagship before the storm tears us a new asshole.
I'll have to see how Gozra feels about the whole thing, but I think I very rarely called in favors. Perhaps we'll get lucky.
Just a thought.
But gods can be fickle, as you all know.
I was going to say, I always just assumed you were saving up prayers. Ready to call in the big one.
I just have like a punch card, you know.
Didn't ask for help. Don't ask for
It's
help
just-
10
it's-
times.
It's
Get
just
help
a
on the- on
it's
the
just a
gun.
fucked up card. Just these are the amount of times I've been fucked up, but I didn't call for help, and it's just got punches in it. It's just like I'm hashing this motherfucker in.
Yeah.
It's not bad, Harp. It's not a bad idea. And not to question you at all, Harlan. We need to. You can always hire more druids if it's would be better for us to have an abundance of them. Point.
All right, now I know I've given quite a few suggestions, but what about that bearded feller, the master
One-
of whales, the whale master, the gale, what's his name?
Master of Gales.
That's the one. He's a druid too, isn't he?
I don't know
Be
what
with
his
us.
deal is.
He seems to be with. I don't know.
I think he's just a homeless man who found a ship at this point.
Could contact him on the ride over.
I mean, if he's here, we're at peril.
He should be sailing with us to go face down the fleet.
Right. But, I mean, we can always come to him. I can go visit with him and see if it would be something. Go with Harlan, or Harlan can go alone, or we can all hold hands and walk in there.
I think the Master of Gales would be very against a Cheliax's takeover.
He's crazy, but he definitely seems to be more on our side. Considering at this point, for the longest time, we were the only ones who gave a fuck about the Shackles.
He could be a valuable ally.
He stayed neutral, says Sandara, during the fight at the Island of Empty Eyes. He seemed
Did.
more content to watch and see what happened, which isn't a vote that he's with us, but I mean, it would seem to indicate
Certainly
at
with
least
that leg of turkey.
He was. He enjoyed it very much, but he's not against us either, I would say.
And the few interactions that we had after that was he was with us until he's not. That's our purposes are the same at the moment, and I think if we can keep that course, we can hopefully keep the crazy old guy in our back pocket.
He seems to be as neutral as they come. And this is actually Littleton that pipes up. I mean, I've only seen him a few times, but he does honestly seem to be as neutral as they come, which is good, I think.
Strange.
Till the tides shift. He feels the neutrality turn to I don't know.
It's not bad though. It's a
No.
start for something else.
No, I think he's on our side.
I think, if I may, sir, I think he's on the side of the Shackles. And right now, I
You need
think
to be on that side.
you, us, we're the Shackles' best hope to remain free.
Yeah. Anything else, anyone?
Not off the top of my head.
Arlen? Edward, come to me when you have a moment. As I said, just give me your decision. And Kaz will stand up from the table and make his way out.
Kite leaves, giving the rest of you a moment to talk amongst yourselves. The Admiral is gone. What are you guys going to talk about? Are you all just going to depart at this point? Littleton is going to follow his Admiral.
Nisara is as well.
Yep. Like a little.
If he takes all the credit for it, I swear to God, I'm going to be pissed. Like, if he takes all the credit for all of that, we stake him in his sleep, right? Or whatever he does to sleep.
Don't cry.
I don't
No.
pry.
We all know what he's doing.
I don't know. Harlan, do you? Being tiefling, does any information you can give me as far as these deals?
Every deal is unique with him. The wording is very specific and very important. So unfortunately, no.
Edward, my mom was a right woman, but she had a couple of words of wisdom. One of them was, "Don't make deals with devils." The other one was, "Don't make deals with devils." Just me 2 cents, or copper, maybe even silver. No, fuck it, it's gold. That's gold wisdom for you, right there. That man, as much as I respect him, he turned himself into a fucking monster. And believe me, we're all pirates, we're all monsters in one way or another, but he's a literal, actual, not walking, living, breathing monster. And at some point, he's gonna turn on us. Because that's what monsters do. Y'all should
Who's
be
this
ready for
saying
it.
this?
This is Harper.
That
Barl
doubt.
resist the urge to punch him in the throat.
Hey, fair enough, man.
Is that doubt, Hopper?
Doubt?
I think she wants to keep her soul.
No. No, Edward, it's not doubt. No, sir, it's not doubt. And I'll ask for your forgiveness for even bringing it up. Leans back, crosses his arms, and puffs his vanilla tobacco, and gets very quiet.
Guys, there's a lot of things. Crazy. Bit of an ass. A monster. More times than not. He's never did wrong by us. He's had plenty of opportunities to be rid of us. We're still here. He's had plenty of opportunities to slit our throats in our sleep. Never did that. I agree with you. I think part of him is a monster. Part of him is human.
Sandara kind of like rolls her head back and forth, like she lifts her finger like she wants to actually you, but then just stays quiet. Like
There's kind of a hard eye, just from Edwards, just making a
she's
point.
like, never mind. I mean, he's not human. He's a vampire. But
Yeah.
But I take like he's
I
not
wasn't human to begin with.
Yeah. He wasn't human to begin with. So I mean, I just he's like, nope, she's gonna let Edward have a moment.
He's not human.
I
no
said
shit.
what I said. I said what I said.
Hands up, no arguments.
I don't think he'll ever turn on us. I think it would have to take a matter of extremes for him to get to that. He values loyalty above everything else. At least in my eyes, he does.
Sandara speaks up. For what it's worth, Edward, I trust him. It's been months, over a year, nearly 2 years at this point, and he literally killed himself to become more powerful, and he had a chance not to bring all of you back. But he saw to it. I think your words ring true. And Harper, I respect you, first mate to first mate, but shut the fuck up. Harper's like, all right, I'm sorry. Pulls his hat down a little bit. Sad first mate looks. I'm getting demoted, aren't I?
Sad first
Yeah.
noises.
No, Edward stands up and kind of dusts himself off and just...
The alternate chaotic evil run of Caius would be looting your bodies, returning, selling the ships, teleporting to Absalom, and fucking off into the sunset.
If only. What a time to be alive. Oh man, that would have been something.
That would have been the neutral evil, chaotic evil ending there.
Just in his giant marble jacuzzi, just, I miss my friends, but this is nice.
A bunch of fucking just like servants around with like neck holes. Just like, would you like a drink, sir? And he's like, no, I'm fine.
No.
No.
Like on tap.
I'm quite full, sir. Quite full. Thank you, Carl. Your servant's name is Carl. I don't know why it is.
Okay.
Edward's gonna stand up, dust himself off, and put a reassuring hand on Harper's shoulder. Lads, I have some thinking to do.
Yes, you do.
Unless you need anything else from me. I'm gonna go for a walk.
Ooh, going for a walk. I like that. Harlan, what are you doing?
Harlan will go find Caius.
Beautiful. He's gonna go find Caius. Wakir,
Okay.
what are you doing?
I will stay on the boat and go up to the prow and do the Titanic thing.
Aw.
No, I'll just go up to the front and
Listen, Alex just comes over behind him and
just
holds
watch.
I
Yeah,
like
if
it.
any of you motherfuckers comes and touches me, I kill you.
Okay, I like that.
He just got his gun in his hand, waving it around all crazy.
Lighten up. You crackers call me Francis.
So anyway,
Whoa.
I started blasting. So
What
we
have I
go
missed? 'Cause I
into
don't shoot so good.
the
I
map
don't
room
see so good.
where we see a map of close to where the Eye of Abendango is, and we have a little ship, this little model. You're playing a little I don't know, pirate hammer 40k, and you've got some dice, and Littleton's like, all right, so I'm rolling 66, hit on 3 pluses, and all right, that's 6 hits. No, I'm just kidding. That's
Bullshit.
bullshit.
I
Wolf,
flips the
Wolf, please.
table.
Wolf, please. Battlefleet Gothic, come on.
Battlefield Glasgow. There you go. That's right. You're right. But no, you enter in, and you've been discussing, perhaps with the Nasara and Littleton, who's really taken onto the whole tactics thing, thinking more macro than micro. And you've just been looking at how many ships you have, what you know of the enemy fleet, where you guys are going to go in, where they're going to be set up, and for anybody that comes out. And yeah, Harlan, you approach him. Take it away.
Gaius?
Cass will stand up and straighten up, having been hunched over the table with his hands on it, turn around. Harlan,
Had a question about these Chilaxians of yours.
Laxians of mine. Do you mean the oncoming fleet or some of the men we recruited?
In general.
Okay.
Before I go trying to convince Gozra to assist us in this endeavor of ours, what is the general Chilaxian attitude towards nature?
It operates as a resource. It's there to serve the needs of people that are around it.
Just trying to think of any and everything I can do to get Gozra on our side. We know the Chilaxians are all about fucking up nature. That'll be all the easier.
I don't think they're all about it, but they certainly don't give a damn if they do it.
Well, that's good to know. Tell me about this deal of yours.
The one that Tsar's offering you, and
Aye.
Edward? The idea is this. The terms are such, you could have your 3 wishes, so long as they're temporary in nature. So if you wish for wealth, I don't know what will happen to it, but I think that would violate the terms of the contract if you did that. Anything that stayed permanently would be probably irreconcilable with the contract, but something temporary, say, I don't know, I wish to be stronger, I wish something like this, would last for the duration of your contract. Once it was over, your strength would disappear and your soul's indentured nature to hell would end. If you outlive the contract, your soul is yours. If you died during the contract, and we don't bring you back before its end, if we fail, the contract will be at its end, and your soul will belong to hell. Essentially, what she's telling me is Lorcan is willing to bet against us on Cheliax. Because they don't think, even with this boon, we will win. Which is fair, but I disagree.
I'll have to see what Gozra thinks of this whole thing. Who knows? The gods are strange.
Caius kind of, does a little thing with his head. I don't know if Gozra will approve, but
Don't know what I would wish for, even if I had them, to be completely honest.
that's fair. That's fair. Kind of looks back to the map and shrugs and says anything would help, but I'm not sure what you would do either.
Anything else? Anything you can think of? Anything I should ask for? He just gives you like a look of
He-
like,
he smiles. Maybe a couple more of their ships going down would be helpful.
that would be awfully convenient.
Oh, they still outnumber us, what, 2-1, even with everyone assembled, so.
3-1.
Oh, even better.
We should also see if Wakia can get anything out of Besmara. Like you said, anything could help.
Knowing her, she'd just give me a pat on the butt.
Good luck,
Get him,
baby bird.
champ. You got this.
You got him, baby bird.
But
Proud of you, slugger.
I'll
Slaps him on the ass.
I'll convene with her.
Proud of you.
I would ask Asmodeus, but at the best of times, he doesn't answer the high priest.
Never hurts to ask.
He's just got a bunch of missed calls on his phone. I should probably get to this.
Oh no,
Um,
it says explicitly in the gods and demigods book. It's like, yeah, he doesn't really give a shit about the living faith of
He's
Cheliax or the Asmodean faith at all. Like that they're there. He's not like the other gods because he was there before what's the world called? Before Galarian was formed. So he doesn't rely on people for worship, so he can just fuck off. He's like, I don't care.
He's like Bill Murray. You know, you leave a voicemail on his answering machine. If he's interested, he'll get back to you.
Yeah.
And if he does,
I
no
mean-
one will ever believe you.
He's
Yeah,
a-
right.
Yeah, regardless,
He's a
Caius
gen-
will continue his prayers and implore Asmodeus for more aid, but unlikely to get any kind of response. He's much more likely to go to Lorcon to get something actually done.
He's Gen Z, keeping his phone on Do Not Disturb.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing? Do they do that?
Yep. My daughter sometimes won't respond to a text message for days
Wow.
because she hadn't looked at them.
I leave mine pretty much on Do Not Disturb, but I have priorities set up so like certain people get through.
I just have mine on silent. Like I don't.
Is that why? Is
don't
that why
know.
you never respond to me, Harlan? Do I just go
Truth
to
comes
Maybe.
Do I just go to junk?
I'm trying to remember. If Wolf actually has my phone
I
number
don't.
or not.
I don't.
I was like, wait a minute.
I don't.
Are
I've
you
just been
saying I'm
texting
spam?
random Florida numbers, hoping it's you, and it hasn't worked yet. Yeah.
I probably got
Atomic?
Oh,
Just going through the list, changing it one number at a time.
one number at a time.
Well,
You'll get an
jokes on
answer
you
eventually.
because I still have an Alabama phone number.
Ah,
So.
son of a bitch! That explains it.
Now to look up Alabama's number.
I gotta start all
Therese?
over again. Damn it!
I was 20,000 people into this.
You have
I
no
have
idea how
so
mad
many
I am.
new friends.
Can you imagine?
Third largest state by population. Good luck, Chief.
It's not gonna happen.
No.
Not for another
But,
20 years.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So, Harlan, you've got some things to think about.
No.
You haven't decided to take it or not. Anything else in this scene you'd like to have happen?
No, he's just like you said. He's got some stuff to think about. He's got to think about what he's gonna try
Oh, and
Shark
he
Tank
would,
this to Gozra.
as Harlan went to walk away, he said, "Your soul might be consigned to hell through this contract, but the terms of the contract will be in your favor, as Nassara will be the one writing it. She'll make it as favorable as we possibly can."
Just gonna waiver devil's fees.
What I'm saying is you don't need to worry about being stabbed in the back by the nature of the contract itself.
It's good to know. I'll think on it.
And he just nods and pats him on the shoulders. He walks away. Can I go AFK here for a minute?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, we're back.
What you gonna do, man? We're gonna pivot over to the docks, and it's still raining, but it's turned into sort of a light drizzle. And we see Edward with what kind of expression on his face? What kind of expression do you have? What are you thoughtful? Are you pensive? Talk to me a little bit, baby bird.
I'm gonna say confused.
Say again.
Confused and just kind of definitely giving everything kind of a hard look, checking out all the ships and
Yeah. The rain has drenched you slightly. Your hat is a little droopy.
I was gonna say he would definitely kind of cock it off to a side so that way it would drain
Yeah.
not on him.
But as you're walking along the docks, you hear someone clear their throat. And as you look up, you see none other than Commander and First Mate Grifford Tibbs, your wife. She is, she has an umbrella, of all things. And she looks down and she says, "Fancy a drink, sailor?" From behind her, you can hear and see the light illuminating of what appears to be a little dockside tavern with a little bit of an overhang. There's multiple places in the dockside tavern where rain is like coming through, and of all the places, it's actually not that crowded right now. It's not that crowded.
Only if I can return the courtesy.
Oh, you're buying both rounds, good sir.
Oh.
You're buying both rounds. And it's the two of you. She smiles and takes her umbrella and starts to walk over the tavern, and you guys have a chance to sit down and just have a little conversation. And she has a look on her face that says, "I'm not gonna do most of the talking. I expect you to fill the air." It's this look that she gives Edward from time to time that is, "I know something's on your mind. I know you need to talk about it. I know you're not really much of a talker, but I'm just going to sit here and be quiet so it gets awkward so you'll start talking." Because she knows you. She knows you, Edward.
Right.
So,
She does.
take it. Take it away.
Oh. We killed Harrigan. Found out a lot of information about the Shackles themselves and the nature of. Gonna kind of look around. New problems. I died, Griff.
Her expression remains stoic to anyone that doesn't know her, but there is a subtle movement of her brow that is not covered by the eye patch, which you know is, you've known her long enough, you've been close enough to her, worry, fear, mixed with love. But to anyone else looking, she would just be stone cold. It's so subtle, but like, you guys know each other. You've been together,
Right.
You've talked, you've had more time to interact. She is scared for you. You guys have a kid together.
Right.
But she's maintaining a calm exterior expression. And the only motion she makes is a slow nod of her head as she brings the mug of sort of like citrusy ale up and just takes a loud sip and then sets it back down and sort of crosses her right arm over her left and grabs onto her forearm and just leans forward to listen to you.
Holland died. Wakir. Me. But Gaius not have something in his back pocket, I wouldn't have came back. If he wouldn't have been ready with some kind of plan like that. I don't know.
And with what's to come, husband? What do all of you have in your back pocket?
The rest of them, I'm assuming something. A little bit more basic myself. But we're starting to get the grounds of a plan. But when I did die, I saw Besmara.
Her one eyebrow goes up, surprise, intrigue.
So I've at least done something to catch her eye, but felt powerless against so many that I couldn't couldn't keep up.
Her right hand, grabbing onto her left forearm, releases and reaches across to find your hand and take it. There is a kindness, a softness to this that is very unlike her, and you've only seen in those quiet moments alone together. You're in public. This should mean something to you. It is an action that reflects this care that you have between each other that is something she keeps hidden because she tries to keep a rough exterior, much like you.
Right.
I'm going to say this once, Edward. There's nothing stopping us. Let me start again. Her grip on Edward's hand gets a little tighter, and you feel just the ever so slightest quiver of her hand, as though she's almost a little nervous. I'm going to suggest something, and it's not so much a suggestion, just an option we have before us. We have a ship. We have a crew that's loyal to you. And there are miles, thousands of miles of open ocean that we could simply disappear into and find our way. But whatever you choose, for yourself, for me, for our son, I will be with you. But I see no dishonor in if we simply run.
Edward is going to take her hand and just kind of kiss their knuckles.
Yeah.
And put it back on the table, and I gave Caius my word when this all first started.
Her eyes close for a moment. She releases a breath that was held. And as her eyes open, you see nothing but understanding and commitment. Then we stay and we fight. But whatever we do, Edward, we do it together.
Well, it brings me to a new point. Caius approached me about a deal.
Kind of deal.
Not a deal so much as a contract. Not his contract, mind you.
A grimace crosses her face.
But a temporary one. One that's it's not nearly as binding as his is. One that's I would just need to survive. And I would gain what I have from that powers. And then whenever the contract would be up, whatever time we determined, they would go away. I would return. But it is a contract, and it is from Caius. It's a double-edged sword.
It would be
Papa's
with the
already
devil.
warned me against. I would assume. I didn't get a chance to ask too many questions. It would give me powers to be able to help in the coming fight. But like I said, he has made it very clear that it is not permanent.
But if you die during the coming fight, then what?
Then I suppose I will be drugged to hell, and hopefully Caius will allow me to be his new roommate.
It's
But-
funny, but she does not laugh. It's funny, but
it's
she
very
does not
much
laugh.
like he's like I'm
I
this is-
patched
this-
just
That
Narrowed
was funny.
eyes.
That was pretty funny.
That was good. It's funny.
That'd be your Ruby.
I don't think I have to say what my opinion is on this, husband.
No. I'd rather hear it. It's not just my choice. He's gonna reach back out and grab her hand, and
Her hand is
Figured we were in this.
somewhat cold to the touch.
figured we were in this together. Just as much say as I do. And this is very big. For you, for me, for Graham, for the Shackles.
For Edward Jr.
Graham, but all right.
Edward Jr. In my head canon, it's Edward Jr. I know
It's just me smaller.
How is Edward Jr. doing, by the way?
he's just a little mini me. He's got a hat and everything.
He's got a little hat, 2 cutlasses. They're made of wood, but he's learning.
Gun.
Little pistol shooter. Yeah. Got given to by Wakir. That's good. So
Water gun.
she
There's a big cat in the way.
ponders this for a few moments, your hands clasped, and she rises and she leans across the table to plant a tender, loving kiss upon Edward's lips. She pulls back. Her expression is one of respect, admiration, love, and commitment. She is solid in the answer she's about to give you. Take the deal. Let's kill these fucking Chilaxian bastards. And then when it's all over, let's fuck off. Deal?
He's gonna reach his hand out and just deal.
Perfect. As the two of you shake, we pivot away from that scene to let you two drink. Her last thing she does tell you, though, is she has talked to Tessa Fairwind, and she has secured basically like a place for him to stay in Quent while you guys sail up and engage. So if something is to happen to you, he'll be looked after. All right, for Edward Jr., aka Graham.
I need to see my son, so we'll be taking these drinks to go.
Beautiful. You guys will head off and go see the sun. All right.
Step away for just a second.
Yeah, please do your thing, man. So we've got some things going on here, some decisions that need to be made. Also, I believe you guys wanted to meet up with the Master of Gales. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we want to have a meeting with pretty much all of the people in that. Oh, for the druid stuff, yes.
Yeah.
But I think we also want to have a meeting with all of the captains
Yeah.
just before we make contact with the Chilaxian fleet, like at the edge of the Eye of Abendango before we go in or whatever
Yeah.
happens. And basically say, hey, the Hurricane King stabs in the back.
Okay.
But just once everyone's assembled and we're all ready to fight the Chilaxians, basically say, hey, when we sail back, we're not going back to a friendly port.
No. We're going back to kill that bastard and take
Yeah.
over. And it's gonna be a wild ride. So we're gonna pick up now with a meeting that has been called. Who schedules the meeting and who's gonna be there with the Hurricane King? Not the Hurricane King, the Master of Gales, excuse me.
I think I'm going to leave that to Harlan and Wakir and Edward to lead because he doesn't know all the druid shit. And
yeah, if he sees you, he's gonna. That might be the tipping point.
Maybe. I don't
We know who the Master Gales follows.
Oh, he's a Godsworld worshiper, man.
It's a ghost room.
Oh, yeah. He loves him some nature god. Both of them.
Yeah.
So, this meeting takes place at the... It'll be aboard the Dominator, because it's a good set piece, and I like that. So, the Master of Gales...
Edward, I was gonna say I was not gonna be a part of this
You don't
because
want to be
I
part
don't
of
know.
this. Perfect.
No,
Okay.
I
Done.
don't know Gozer or the gods too well. So.
Wakir, I like that. I like just the two of you here. I like that. All right. So Master Gales comes in, and as is tradition, he's somehow got a large turkey leg that he's eating, because it's just what this guy does. He eats turkey, he drinks, I don't know. He
It's got
talks
the
to
whole
fish.
like suckling pig leg,
Oh, yeah.
whole suckling
Just
pig
the whole
haunch.
thing.
Just gross.
Sits down, just grease everywhere. Just sits down and he just looks at the two of you.
His beard's in great shape though.
Looks at the two of you.
Oh yeah, that's all the oil.
Takes another bite and remains quiet, just waiting for someone to start talking. The meeting was set up. I'll do a little bit of exposition. You guys sent a request to his ship. You got a message back that said, "I'll be there." A couple hours later, he shows up. Unattended. Just him. No one fucks with the Master of Gales. He's a cool dude. He's like the Shackles Santa Claus. Or Grandpa. That cool Grandpa.
How should we what should we call you? Master of Gales seems unwieldy.
Greg.
Greg.
Of course.
Greg?
I guess you do look like a Greg.
No. Greg.
Hold on, he's an old-timey pro. Greg, you can call me Greg.
Greg.
Oh, yes.
I think I remember him being
straight out
old-timey
the doors.
prospector. Master Gales, that's me. Or if
That's
you don't
me.
like that title, you can call me Greg.
Greg. I'm part of the group that brought down Harrigan, and we have knowledge that the Hurricane King is in cahoots, since you are, Greg, in cahoots with the Chilaxians.
He stops eating, stops chewing. He's been not really focused on either of you, but his eyes focus directly on Wakir. And he sets his big old turkey leg down on the table. No plate, just sets it down. And he looks at you, doing one of those, like, beard wipes. And he says, "That is a mighty, mighty big, mighty, mighty, mighty big accusation, Wakir. What is it now? Thrice? Thrice? How many times have you been drowned?"
Drowned thrice, dead once.
What proof have you of this accusation, this betrayal of the Shackles?
And we present the proof.
Bunch of paperwork. He looks down.
Montage.
You think I can read? No. Explain to me like I'm four. No. He looks down and he will go through the paperwork, and his expression grows angrier and angrier and angrier until he finally finishes, and there's an explanation back and forth. And once everything's been read and he leans back, he says, "Then there is but one thing we must do. We must kill him and give the throne to someone more worthy." He looks to the two of you. No offense, but I don't think either of you are quite worthy.
Not much of a ruler, anyway.
We were thinking, and this seems kind of strange, but Besmara has not steered me away. But Captain Caius of the, is it the Dominator?
The Dominator.
Of the Dominator seems to be appropriate.
The vampire?
Better
Yes,
than a traitor.
Yes, and an Asmodean. I will not mince words. He is an Asmodean. But he hasn't broken contract. And he has kept the crew of Basmarans under his guidance.
He rocks
And-
his head back and forth, listening to you walk here, just like.
He would be the best choice.
What of the other one? The one with child? What of him?
Edward Tarbos?
He nods.
Hmm. The child, the child will make him settle down. But I have not thought on Besmara on this. He would be my second choice.
Hmm.
If Caius were to either perish again or um, leave.
Does the vampire seek the crown? Does he seek the throne of the Shackles?
We would have to ask him.
I don't think he does, but that might actually make him all the more suited for it.
We definitely know Captain Tarbos. I think his goal in life was to be a captain. And he's achieved it. But he thinks more with his sword and less with his head. He's always running in straight into the battle, right up front. But Besmara has blessed him.
Rubs.
He says that he says that he saw Besmara after our lightest death, and I could not find any falsehood.
Well, first step is to, well, get rid of these Chilaxian invaders, nasty devils. Then come back and cut off the head of the Hurricane King. Then remove the crown from the head in that order. And figure out which one of the two perhaps to give it to. It's a course of action, strangely enough. Not exactly the course of action I was planning, but strangely enough, stranger things have happened. Although this is rather strange. Don't you think?
It is definitely strange.
Was this the only reason you called me over to discuss the traitor and consider a replacement?
No.
By the way, the cat, one of the deck cats, is sitting in his lap just like this. He's chilling. Straight
Nice.
chilling. Pets the cat. Rips off a bit of turkey, offers it to the cat. Cat eats it.
Harlan has a request that I believe you might be interested in.
He cants his head almost like a bird, looking over to you like, "Mrrr." Looks directly at you.
So to the Chilaxian problem. We have a plan that we're workshopping. But we need to make gratuitous use of the eye. Now, as you likely know, I also follow Gozra, and I plan to beseech them to assist us in this endeavor. As the Chilaxians have no care for nature, and them taking the territory, in addition to obviously being bad for everyone involved, I do not think that they would allow nature to flourish as it should. So I plan to beseech Gozra to assist us in use of the eye to help us enact our plan.
The Master of Gales gets a very mischievous and playful look on his face. And he gets the cat off his lap, sets the turkey leg down, and leans across looking directly at you. Have you ever been part, old-timey prospector, have you ever been part, Harlan, of a druidic circle?
I don't think he has. He's been pretty much on his own as far as the druidic stuff goes, being in Hell Harbor and then here.
He
Hasn't
clicks
really been
his
surrounded by
tongue
witches.
like that nice kind of expression on his face.
Nice.
I may be one of the most powerful druids in the Shackles. Likely on par with yourself, Mr. Hart. but I also have a few other friends. If we were to bind our powers together, we could perhaps use that power for an advantage in the coming fight. Did you have anything particular in mind, Harlan? And mind you, it could be dangerous. As you well know, nature and our god Gosra can be fickle. But such is the way of life. The good
Well,
and the bad.
The general idea is use the storm for our concealment, give us speed, and cripple our enemies.
Do you fill him in on the plan? Take off the head of the beast.
I mean, we know he's pretty neutral, and now seeing his reaction to, how he also feels about the Hurricane King after being presented with the evidence and stuff, and how he's like, oh no, he's been pretty neutral until now. He's just like, oh no, fuck that guy. I'm gonna tell him everything, but I'll give him a general gist and be like, we're workshopping it still.
Okay. So your goal would be to give yourselves safe passage up to the enemy fleet. Is that right?
More or less, yes.
Nods, thinking.
Cut off the head of the snake, as it were.
He thinks, pondering.
Could we maybe use the storm to actually pull the flagship away from the rest of the fleet?
Say we pull it towards that big, huge vortex in the middle.
Either that or just away and we can ambush it on its own.
Literally just the fight scene out of, was it the third Pirates movie?
So, here's what he comes up with. He can set up a druidic, basically, circle of druids that could be on the 4 ships that are approaching it. And he could set it up to where he could isolate the enemy flagship. It's going to be risky and dangerous. I have to think about how I want to set it up mechanically, but I believe there would be some kind of roll, maybe a series of rolls, with percentile chances of things going well or less good, right?
Sure.
But I'm going to have to stew on that a little bit.
Right.
But he could, effectively set it up, and I'm going to try to think of a cool mechanical way to where you guys can, prepare this ritual. Maybe you're doing this ritual as you approach, and it will give you either an advantage or disadvantage, but regardless, you're going to be able to isolate the enemy ship. It just depends on whether or not maybe one of your ships gets broken or something. Again, nature is fickle, right?
Yeah.
But, you've done well, and Gosser did let you come back, so Hurricane King, and then the Master Gale seems pretty chill. But he's on board. He's on board to actually be helpful, and as you mentioned, this is one of the first times he's like, no, I'm actually going to be helpful. I'm going to work with you guys. You guys seem legit. And, fuck that guy. His stupid crown and his dumb hat thing.
Nice.
Then, and we've got, I know I've personally got a bunch of coin too. Anything we could do to acquire or, I don't know, give us any edge on the ritual or whatever else, anything we need, rare unguents, reagents, anything we might need for a ceremony or whatever.
He will prepare
Shenanigans.
that, aka the Game Master will think about it over the coming week and prepare that.
Sounds good. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, sounds good.
That's cool, I like that.
Then after that meeting, then he'll go back and he'll grab Walkier's there, and then he'll, whenever they return to the ship, I guess, or ships, then he'll grab Caius and Edward and cast fill-in on potential plan.
Okay.
Edward, you have a really nice visit with your kid. It's like one of those goo goo gaga moments, and he's not old enough to say daddy, but he definitely recognizes you.
You can say da 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 da.
He goes da ba 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 da ba da 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 da.
I'm the scat man.
Yeah, man.
No, he said dead da da. Dead da da.
He's a future being a bard.
Yeah. He goes, zibbity bop bop boo. What's up, Papa Doo?
Skip, man.
Skip man. All right, you guys are gathered around, and take it away, please.
So walk in, I
Master.
had a meeting with the Master of Gales, or Greg.
Greg.
Yes.
Really, Greg.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what he said anyway.
Unfortunately, that sounds right.
Also, he had another one of those fucking turkey legs. I don't know where he keeps getting the damn things, but he must have a supply. Anyway,
Probably a bunch of turkeys.
It's soup on the menu here. Where did he get? Did he walk in with it?
He's just using summon monster to summon giant turkeys to be slaughtered.
for first, he's been very neutral up until this point, but when we presented evidence of the Hurricane King's betrayal, he effectively
Oh, we just didn't. Okay.
said, fuck that guy, and he's on board. Needless to say, we use that to our advantage. He wants to help. He knows a bunch more powerful druids. We're going to hold some sort of conclave. Beseech Gozer as a group. He thinks we might have a pretty good chance, but it does not come without risks. Though, we're already on a suicide mission, so what's a little bit more danger?
It's fair enough.
It's fair. So, they'll just, all the druids will just be on one ship? Or...
Spread across the 4.
We'll spread across the 4, perform a ritual. Attempt
My ship specifically, or can we... I didn't enjoy Jade. I didn't like her. I don't want another.
Jade was such a fun character. I miss her. She was
Unfortunately, the druids will mostly keep to themselves as they perform this ritual, but whether we can pull the flagship off to there by itself, use our speed, concealment, we'll just have to see how it goes. But the very fact that he's on board is going
There's a
to
better chance at the very least.
This is a step in the right direction, and that is a big step.
And he has friends. The more druids we have, the better.
Productive meeting then.
Very.
How long till we depart? Yeah, I'd ask to one of the NPCs who has our itinerary.
Sandara looks at it and says, within a trine, 3 days.
I tried.
Anything else we need to get while we're here?
A bunch of more diamonds.
Yes, I'd like to get a line on another diamond, but I don't know if that's possible yet.
Yeah, you can get a diamond. You can get one more diamond. I'll allow it.
All right. A diamond.
I need.
Put that in my journal.
Put that in your journal.
I mean, we can't get necessarily diamond. Well, I mean, because diamond has to be a certain value, right? But like, can we get diamond?
Yeah,
dust?
I think we
Since
have
that's-
some on the loot list right now.
Do we? Okay.
I thought we hit. Yeah.
Yeah, I need that for the communal stone skin. And then what else do I need? Anything else for?
We only have 500 gold of it right now.
Okay. Well, it's 100 gold per person. That's
Okay.
targeted with it, so. It's
Oh, we have enough for the fight.
Perfect. Yeah. That's...
I'll drop another 1,000 gold on diamond dust. Anyone else want to put in gold for diamond dust?
I got
Yeah, I can
33
throw in.
grand and nothing to buy, dude. Let's just grab what we need.
All right. How much diamond dust do you want to grab?
I'd say at least for 2 or 3 castings, just in case.
Okay, so I'll put us down for 2,500 gold.
Yeah,
So
sure.
mark off 2 grand.
I got you.
I'd say some scrolls would probably be nice.
You wanted more of
Anybody
those
could use.
fire beads. The bird has bombard now, by the way.
We can do fireball beads. We have 20 right now, and they're 300 gold apiece.
Anything? Well, this is more of a question for Wolf. Is there anything we could do to like boost crew morale even more? Like, I don't know, say splurge on food supplies or
Yes.
that sort of thing.
Splurge
Upgrade
on
upgrade
food
everybody's
supplies,
gear.
upgrade everyone's gear. I mean, you've got enough gold to give everyone like a +1 weapon at this point.
Yeah.
If they don't already have it. Like, I've also been giving them gold. Like, your crew is
Mhm.
probably the most well-equipped crews across the entire Shackles. Real talk. I mean, it's, yeah.
It would. I mean, it wouldn't hurt either to specifically try and either hire another cleric or like just someone who could effectively ship surgeon sort of thing. They can
Yeah.
help
Like
heal
Sandara?
people. Well, but we've got 4 ships, so
You can get some clerics. Yeah.
or even scrolls would work too.
Yeah.
Should probably grab, if we can, some sort of wand of, like a good wand to cure whatever the highest we can get is.
Maybe you can get cure moderate on a wand.
Which is what? 2d8 or 3d8?
Wand. Yeah, you can get cure critical on a wand. 48. But it would also be 21,000 gold.
What do you for full charges?
Yeah, for 21 grand for 50 charge to cure critical.
Which is 48.
48 plus whatever the cash level is. So 48 plus like 10, 48 plus 8, something like that.
That might be worthwhile, because I can use it or Wakir can use it. So it's both on both of our spell lists. You just cast it. I mean, honestly, if we don't have anything we need a whole bunch of money for, I mean, I'm fuck it.
No.
I'd say buy it. I got the money. I don't give a shit.
All right.
I'll buy it.
Burn it.
Yeah, I've got
50
I
charge
got a
cure
decent.
critical.
So
Yeah, I
real
got a
talk,
decent
the
amount.
way this is gonna play out is like we're gonna have a huge big fight on the enemy ship next session, right? Then you guys are gonna have basically the return to Port Peril, and then it's gonna be a slog through the Hurricane King's fortress to kill him, while the rest of the crews that are on your side fight those that aren't. It's pretty heavily leaning towards you guys at this point. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, you guys are the obvious choice." But the Hurricane King still has his fortress and can just sit
And
there
loyalists, yeah.
and just turtle forever unless you
Yeah,
take him.
then-
Like, you got to kill the guy.
Yeah. So I'll buy the wand to cure critical then for 21 grand. I'm just
Good.
Uh,
I like it.
do you want it Wakir since I do more martial stuff than you do?
What is it again?
Wand of
That-
cure critical
Yeah, that should go to me.
with 50 charges, which is what?
You might
48?
want to buy buy 2 with half. If you can find them. Like if you can find some
I'll allow
split.
It. I'll allow it. You can find 2 with half. That's fine. 2
Okay.
with 25 charges.
'Cause-
Yeah,
I was gonna say because
That's
that's
fine.
25 charges
that's fine.
split
It's
between
more than you're
two.
gonna need in
That
combat, yeah.
that's gonna cover a lot of ground too, especially if we're kind of spread out on a big battle.
Yep.
Um,
I mean, look at the deck of the Dominator. That's the deck you
Yeah.
guys are going to be fighting on. Like, you know what the ship
Yeah.
looks like, right?
and then what is our other? Was it Sindara? Was it the cleric?
Yep.
What do they have anything of the sort? I mean, maybe not cure critical. We'll give them like
She's got a couple
moderate
cure
or-
moderate wands.
Cure moderate, okay.
Like probably 1 cure moderate wand and whatnot. I've been kind of equipping them a little bit like
Yeah,
GM hand wavy, but you know,
Yeah.
like I'll for this fight I'm gonna put a little more effort into like, okay, this is how much they have, etc. So if like things run out, you know.
it's fair.
Yep.
Do you see that kitty? Look at that kitty.
I
right
do.
there. Look at that ear.
Top of a
Top
head.
of the head.
She's a kitty. She's so cute. Yeah. Oh, we went to the vet. This cat, 9.4 pounds. She was down
Nice.
under 8 when she was sick. So she's doing
Hey,
good.
there you go.
She's doing good.
That's a big body weight swing. That's like 15%. More than that.
Yeah. Been feeding her the extra carby food so she gets a little bigger. So she's not a skinny girl. Well, hey, with that being said, gentlemen, I think we've got a little bit of bookkeeping to do, but I feel
Yep.
pretty content with the end of this. We do have a meeting with the captains where you guys fill them in on what's going on, and everyone that was at that event where you kicked their asses is on your side, without a doubt.
Mhm.
They're like, yeah, I mean, honestly, like, fuck that guy. What I'm curious though, and we don't have to do this right now, we're not going to, but I'm curious who we're going to put in charge. Caius seems the obvious choice, but I did want to float the idea of Edward through Greg, because it feels interesting to me. But also, Greg, he doesn't know that your wife was like, hey, Edward, let's fuck off after everything's done, which is also an idea. So, I had a great session. Hope everyone else did. Any final thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns? This is a bit of mostly RP, obviously, but I wanted us to get a little bit of time in between. We're going to be moving into the final chapter,
Mhm.
which is going to be 2, 3, 4 sessions because it goes fast. It's the battle, and then assault the Hurricane King's fortress.
Dungeon drag or dungeon crawl, yeah.
Dungeon crawl. That's what it is, and that's where we're at. And then we're gonna have a nice epilogue, and then we're done, which is crazy. It's been a long time, and I'm excited for some consistency. I'm feeling good again. I've been a little bit of a downer, but I'm feeling good. So, any final thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns before we wrap up today's session?
Just happy to be back at it, boss.
Oh, do we want to handle the mechanics of the wishes if Harlan wants one. I think Zeb does because her wife said yes.
Let's figure that out off camera. I have
Okay,
faith in you
perfect.
guys. Just figure that out. We can message on the Discord. But as I always say at the end of every session, thank you so much to the players for playing. Without you guys, it's impossible. Thank you to the viewers for viewing. Anybody watching this, appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And happy gaming, everybody. It's been awesome. And remember, the dice have a story to tell. And I think next week it's going to be crazy. And just to remind you, I'm looking at you, Edward. I'm going to go easy on you. Love you. Kisses. Bye.